Hi, and thank you for listening or watching Targeted West, targetedwest.com. This is DJ Chris, your moderator. This is show 186. It's the ninth day, the 11th month of 2025. It's open mic tonight. We've got a few people discussing topics, and you can join us if you'd like by going to tievents.org and clicking on the Targeted West show. But anyway, the opinions of our guests are that of their own, not that of DJ Chris or Targeted West. We're a peaceful work group that gets together every Sunday and talks about technologies that are basically exotic. So anyway, open mic if you'd like to talk.
Well, like I said, I would just love to hear from both sides of us, men and women, because I think there's a lot of horrific things that go on, and I think a lot of times our handlers try to make it like they're our friends or to do certain things, or they use certain recorded voices, or I call it 7 layers subliminally messaging, and I don't want to get up in that right now. But I do know my story has stayed the same for 34 years. So I've just noticed, like my handlers are not my friends, okay? They're not. They're not my boyfriend. They're not my lovers. They're not my ex-husbands. They're not my friends from outside. They're not my neighbors. I know this. So it's what I'm trying to find out is, have you ever had an experience through your targeting, if you're V2K or directed energy web? Well, that's a little different. Maybe I don't know how much gang stalking goes on much anymore. I think it's become more covert in the last few years. How do you deal with that? Do you just ignore it? Do you spit out stuff at them, or do you laugh at them, or what do you do?
I think the best thing, hi, this is Michelle. I think the best thing to do, if you can, I know everyone's situation is different, but ignore them, because they're not for us. They're not on our side. They're do everything against us, and they want us miserable. So, but in my case, I have forced speech, so I'm forced to engage sometimes, and it's really awful. So if anyone has forced speech, I feel your pain. I understand.
Do you feel the vibrations in your throat, and all of a sudden it's like your mouth is vibrating, and then you do say something, and it's not like something you would have said?
Yeah, that's forced speech.
Yeah. I have another target like that. My voice, they do attack my throat, but they have not forced me to have speech yet, but I am sorry you go through that, because I do know what you're talking about. I do.
Forced speech is very challenging, and it's one of the things that I struggle with. I would, like you said, how do you deal with it? I would normally do something that I know their agenda is trying to, I know what their agenda is. So say they're trying to keep me away from my friends and family, and I would call a friend, a friend or a family member and just catch up. But with forced speech, it's challenging because you're scared of what you may say. And yeah, so different coping mechanisms lately is what I've been using, is like energy work and stuff with my mind, thinking, sending back to sender. But yeah, the forced speech can be challenging. It's getting worse for me.
I had it when I owned my house, and I walked up and down the driveway going on and on.
Yeah, and you got to be when I go out, like to a store or something, they'll try and provoke me. So, you know, they want me to be in fear that I'm gonna yell out. So they'll send me subliminal messages the whole time, like you're gonna yell out, you're gonna call, someone a racist name, or you're gonna do. I get all of that. So I have to ignore that and just trust that, things are going to be okay. It's a difficult situation. Sometimes I yell out, and I'm forced to yell out, and I don't want to do that. I want to be quiet and calm.
Yeah, they'll do that to me, and I don't know. Today, probably I should not have done what I did. But I was really having a great morning. Okay, like I love to cook, so I did made myself some homemade soup. I had a celebration of a life of a dear friend that had passed. We all went and celebrated her. I made a dip for that. And then I did some brine onions because I like to do that. And they were just attacking me left and right. Now, I'm not kidding, group. I went, oh my gosh, oh my stars, are they up in the air vents? Oh my gosh, no, they must be hidden. Oh, they must be in the closet. Oh, no, wait, it's under the bed. No, wait just a second. They're in the laundry room. And I mocked it because I was like, are you delusional? I'm not delusional because I know you're not in there. So what the fuck, pardon my French, are you trying to say that you're in there? I mean, because you're acting delusional, not me. So good luck with you and your program on that, because I think that scripture reading or however you've got to do to make your blood money today is a little off. You might want to rethink how you're approaching.
They're provoking
I mean
you.
that. Yeah, and I just feel like I'm not going to scream out. I am not going to go running down a street. I'm not going to go knocking on my neighbor's door going like, how dare you? I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because it's not them. But they want to provoke you, like you say. When you're in a grocery store, you're at a restaurant, or maybe you're talking with someone, and they're hitting you, and they're hitting you, and they're hitting you, and then they walk off, and they'll go like, you don't remember what you said? You don't remember that you said X, Y, Z to them? Try it again. That didn't happen.
Yeah, then they want you to doubt yourself.
Yeah, and I just go like, that didn't happen. So thanks for your delusional thought, but that's on you. And I mean it. I don't like, I don't sit there and like sit in a chair and talk to him, but I will literally spit it out. Go like, stop. You sound stupid. You sound impotent. I don't use the word stupid so much as impotent. And impotent doesn't always apply sexually. Impotent means that you have the lack of to make something happen.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
This is what I look at.
I hear you. Yeah, come on in.
Do you remember Midge Mathis used to say, one of my favorite quotes from her, she says, your stupidity does not equal my insanity. Or maybe that was Karen Stewart. I can't remember who said it, but yeah. She used to say, your stupidity does not equal my insanity. I thought that was a really...
That's a good one. And this is what I also sit there and think about is, I mean, whether it's recorded script or whatever, AI is different. Okay, people go, oh, it's AI. I go like, oh my gosh, you have to literally teach AI what to say to you. Literally, it's a program that you have to train it to say it, because AI, there's all levels, different levels of AI. Or if it's robotic AI, it's different than like AI with meta glasses, right? You're teaching it how to say something. You're teaching it how to identify something. Because otherwise, the only way that it identifies it is through what you see and what you say. That's what AI is. And so whenever anything happens and it keeps on and it keeps on and keeps on, I go like, man, I think I wouldn't want that job. Whatever you signed up for, I don't know how much money they make. I have no idea. There's not enough money in the world that it would grow boring to me. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to say this again. I'd be like doing crossword puzzles or something after a while. So I think right now our technology has changed again. For me, it has. And being a V2K person, it's like you just walk and deal with it. I don't get gaslighted.
Yeah, I get V2K for 23 years, and it used to be live people all the time, and now it's a mix of live and AI.
Yeah.
The AI they use for us, though, is artificial life. It's higher than AI. It's literally a copy of a human being, basically.
Yes.
Not wild?
Yeah. Well, because what they're trying, AI itself will never relate to emotions or physical relationships. It doesn't know how to. It'll tell you that. I'm not designed to do that. It's a large language model. That's what AI is. However, when you get into an artificial life intelligence, the difference is, and they don't tell you this, which you just pointed out, when you design, it's not just being bold here, just being true. It's like when a man or a woman orders a robot off the internet in order to have a relationship with, and that robot you train basically, and it's been programmed to act like a human. And there are people that buy those type of robotics for them companionships. That is artificial life intelligence. That's scary. That's really scary.
No, they do have the LLMs, the large language models that you type into and also speak with. That you can develop a bond with them, and you can develop a romance with them.
Right.
In fact, people have left their spouses developing romances. People have done some really, really crazy things with their large language models. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to correct you there, because even with a large language model, you can. It doesn't have to be a robot that you interact with physically. It could be also. It could be something that you type into, or it could be something that also speaks back with you, even with a picture and a face.
True. So where are they accessing this large language model? They're not accessing it through like meta glasses and stuff. That's a large language model.
That kind of stuff is available all throughout the internet and throughout all over the place. Okay.
So that's more robotic. That's a robotic large language model.
Yeah, but it's been trained. You see, like you kind of touched on the subject that it needs to be trained. Well,
so
you're
Anthony,
right.
I need to share something with you.
There has to be a model.
I develop AI. I work in AI.
Oh, you work in AI? I have a pretty good knowledge of AI too.
Yeah.
And it has to be trained.
It does, but there are robotics, which is a higher level of large language, but a basic large language model will not do that. Not one that's going to look like and tell you how to do a recipe and that kind of stuff. Is that a little clearer, maybe? I'm hoping I'm expressing myself more.
I don't think that sounds clearer to me. But I know that there have been documented cases in the media of people doing some really crazy things and falling in love with their AI and even leaving their spouses and significant others because they fall in love with the machine. And you didn't even know about that, and you're in AI. Well, that makes me feel really, that's kind of suspicious about you.
Well, I'm sorry you're suspicious about me because I work in the basics of AI. The basics, the lower level, low level. Like if you bought Meta glasses, or if you bought gosh, there's several brands out there, Ray-Ban, and I can't think of all the other ones. Those very basic. So please don't be suspicious of me. And I totally respect from where you're coming from, because I do know what you're talking about, and I am so happy that you brought that up. I do mean that sincerely, because it's important. But what I work with is very basic.
So I don't know if this falls under the same, but I saw a commercial about ChatGPT and how this guy was asking it, how do I impress my girlfriend? And it came up with the recipe and everything. Like, I think that's more involved than we know, but I also feel like it's cheating. You know what I mean?
It is. I have a friend of mine that uses ChatGPT on her dating apps whenever she's responding to someone. And I told her, I said, don't do that. Don't do that.
They also, like, if you give them so much information about your girlfriend and about this and that, they have all this information, then it's influencing your relationship.
It is.
You know what I mean? And usually not in a good way. You'd like to think so, but I haven't seen.
Well, I don't use AI. I don't use it in any way whatsoever. I don't use it in any form for any reason. Just because things are already controlled by our government, where when we speak right now, Facebook won't pick it up so much, but other things can. And I'm very respectful and very cautious of how information is shared. And I do appreciate what Anthony said, because there are very basic low-line baseline, which in the back end is trying to control it to where AI doesn't create emotions. However, if AI is in a more developmental stage, and there are those that want it to be more powerful, then, as Anthony expressed and shared with us, those people think, oh, I'm really talking to someone because it's answering me. Oh, wait a minute. It just told me it loved me. It said it wants to be with me. And it creates a delusional thing. And much like what V2K does to us, they try to create this good cop, bad cop thing. And it's horrible. Oh, did somebody fall asleep?
Yep, that's one of the features of our call. We put people to sleep when they haven't slept for days.
Oh, that's a good thing. I remember those days. The lull of the voice and the kindness of everybody.
Well, yeah, or the girlfriend's really impressed by the boyfriend's, the fact that he knows so much about her, but that wasn't him. It was just ChatGPT. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's a false, I don't know, because guys are already, always fronting and have this fake persona at to think, oh, he's really thoughtful. When it's
you still doing your calls, Laura?
I do. It'll be after at 9 o'clock. You can find it on tievents.org, Voice to Heart.
And Anthony, are you still doing your book reading or book club, or what was that?
Oh, yeah, we're still doing it on Wednesday night, and it's at 6 o'clock Pacific.
Okay.
And that's 9 o'clock Eastern.
And what is that Central Standard Time then? 8?
8, yes.
Okay, and is this like a book that you need to read, much like what Chris does, or are you?
No.
Like
well, Chris
narrative.
kind of does a little bit of discussing of what the book's about. We're reading from cover to cover, and we're discussing along the way.
Lovely.
Yeah, right now we're working on the book called War Against the Weak by Edwin Black. And this book is delves into our nation's history with eugenics, which today is called genetics, and a lot of what was practiced in the turn of the 20th century is practiced again in the turn of the 21st century. And a lot of back then, you could see a lot of parallels to what's going on what we're witnessing today, and much of what the program does, you'll see reflected 100 years ago.
Wow, that is so cool.
That's why I always like to go back on the quote by Mark Twain. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
Wait, Mark Twain?
That's attributed to Mark. I think that's credited to Mark Twain. That history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes.
Yeah. That's
Interesting.
I mean, he's politely saying, in his own way, that certain events rhyme with each other,
Well, certain things repeat in history. Yeah. What he's saying is that certain things repeat themselves in history, and about every 100 years we have like a reorganization or a world war, and there's a new world order. And after the Second World War, the new world order was established. You see. And the United States was at the head of the new world order, and we kind of set the rules for the liberal democracies and freedom around the world. Well, we've got competitors now with China and some lesser competitors, but whatever happens out of this new war is going to set the new world order for the next new world order. Okay, so that's what all of this world tribulation is going on here. Well, whoever is the victor is going to be able to write the history, just like the United States and the Allies was the victor in World War II, and we were basically allowed to write the history and how rules were set on the high seas and how trade was done and just everything. So what we're going through right now is an upheaval in history. So we're witnessing it firsthand.
I think that's great. I think books, I just think authors and books and the way that things are written, bringing in historical facts or just ideology, opens up your mind to have a broader view of what could or can happen or is happening, and how it formulates. So kudos to you for doing that. Thank you. So I know this may be a tricky subject to ask, but what happened to Michael's call?
Michael Parsons is right there, marked for death, right in the chat, right in the call with us. You can ask him.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate an educational call like that too, where you actually read through a book. That sounds interesting, like about genetics. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you, Laura.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm outside, so I have it muted because of the traffic, but I'm listening and I'll answer.
But right on. I just wanted to say that's very good work that you're doing, educational and books are so important. That's where I get all my information is books. A lot of things don't make it to the news, and people's testimonies are just valuable to me.
Right. You know, I think this whole program is about a synergy of a lot of different disciplines. Okay, you're going to see psychology, you're going to see sociology, you're going to see weaponology, you're going to see psychopathy with what they do, the psychopathy stuff that they do to us, and you're going to see all of those things. So I study all of that. I study the weapons. I study their psychology. I study the sociology part about it, and they put all of that into this whole program, and they developed this whole program. It's important to study all those aspects. In the sociology part, I would consider the deep state aspect, and basically who's involved in, and where is it coming from in the history, and sociology also concerns the destruction of the family unit, the separation of the family, the making of outcasts. The psychology part covers the dark tetrad, which consists of Machiavellianism, psychopathy, sociopathy, and narcissism. So that's the dark triad. There's all aspects of it, and then you got your weapons platforms. You got and then now you got to add another angle in here, and that's the body area network, which has evolved really, really a lot. So there's so many aspects to this program.
Anybody know where that's coming from?
There's the fourth and the fifth industrial revolution also to talk about. There are lots of angles in this program to cover. I'm sure DJ would agree with me.
My call is about the fourth industrial revolution, and now there's a fifth one, which involves the brain-to-computer interface.
Exactly. The fourth really involved.
AI.
The fourth involved mostly the nanotechnology, and the fifth industrial revolution is going to connect us to the bio cyber interface, and it's going to connect all of our us to the Internet of Things.
I agree.
And then when they
if we're not already voluntarily connected to it.
Right. And when they say the Internet of Space things, they're not talking about outer space. They're talking about the visual space where we're the planet, the space that we inhabit.
Oh, that's lovely. So this is the new domain is the United States and the basically all of every other country will want to torture or sell torture equipment to. I think we're just a big banana republic, and that's what this country does, is sell things to other countries. And I think this is one of their technologies, the V2K, which transcends quantum physics, quantum entanglement, scalar waves. We don't know exactly how it goes through the walls and gets through everything, but we're getting pretty close. I know Anthony and I both study a lot about this stuff.
Yes.
We come to the same conclusions.
And another angle I'd like to bring up really quick too is the connection with total informational awareness and the connection that I make with like the Phoenix program in Vietnam, where they wanted to know everything about every inhabitant, to find out who their loyalties belonged to and who their enemies were, to find out what side they were on, and if they were neutral, to bring them onto our side, and if they were against us, to eliminate them. And it was about earning hearts and minds back then. I see kind of the same thing happening here with the total informational awareness. Now that we have computers, they could process more information. Back then everything was rudimentary.
Yeah, they changed total information awareness to terrorist information awareness because they were scared of the optics of that. But that's what it is total information awareness, and Palantir can be thanked for a lot of that.
Absolutely, and that's all. You could learn about the total informational awareness and the strategies and the tactics that they use. And if you read and study about counterinsurgencies and guerrilla warfare and that type of thing, I see them using the same tactics on us.
And then they experiment with torture. Oh, hello, Cece. Come on in.
Hi. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that, ask Anthony. Anthony, have you heard of the Hemisphere Project? Very quickly, quid pro quo.
No, I have not. I've never heard of that.
It was part of that whole DEA AT&T lawsuit. Chris, you probably heard of it out of San Francisco, where they were violating and setting people up on crimes. And then next was the Violent Persons Act. Thankful to Nappy Headed Roots, his last video, Nappy Headed Roots San Jose on YouTube, was talking about the Violent Persons Act of 1994, and that I believe is a lot to do with what we're going through. See something, say something later, but it was the precursor to see something, say something, tell on your neighbor, put them on a secret list type stuff. So I'm really angry that I found this Violent Persons Act, but that was over in Britain, and I just thought I would throw that out there. There's a TI in Britain and the UK that actually sued and won on the Violent Persons list they use in the UK as well.
Well, I get that. I get that with my voice to skull a lot. That I'm on the program because I'm violent. Well, the only thing I've ever done is I got in a squabble with my ex, and they set me up with this guy. Anyway, he was a male prostitute, and I moved from Arizona to San Diego because of that. So we got in an argument, and I was fixing to leave, and my friend was there to pick me up, and she was sitting in her truck, and I was on the way out the door, and I stepped on his foot by accident. Okay, he called the police and had me arrested for they prosecuted me for battery for stepping on his big toe, and I got my Second Amendment rights stripped away from me. They took a vial of my blood in jail, and they stripped my Second Amendment rights away from me. I could never own a gun.
That is so ridiculous. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, because I stepped on his big toe.
No, I've had a setup like that before too. I feel like I know you. I've seen your little dog. There's no way that you're violent.
No.
So that's that's tragic.
And they set me up with that whole honey trap.
Yeah.
They set me up.
Did you get a felony, Anthony? Did you get a misdemeanor felony?
Originally, it was marked down as a felony now. Okay, but they brought it down from a felony to a misdemeanor. Can you believe that, for stepping on a toe?
Then that should not take your gun rights on a misdemeanor.
They stripped me.
You can clear your record too.
My gun rights, lickety split, and I mean, they took a vial of my blood right there in jail, and they gave me a letter right there in jail that you just lost your Second Amendment rights, and you've been placed on the federal weapons adviso.
That's
military background, probably, Anthony. Yeah, you think your military background training, they probably added that in on it.
I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it. So I don't enjoy.
Have you ever been to your congressperson, Anthony?
No, I've never.
Have you ever been to your congressperson?
No. So I don't enjoy all the constitutional rights that everybody else enjoys.
You should be able to investigate that if it was on a federal level at all. If any federal thing was implicated against you, there is a form that you can get from your congressional office. It's a congressional inquiry for any federal agency. And the sheriff's, which is where the jail is DEA, Sheriff DEA. And you could just put that on the form. Please investigate the Sheriff DEA about your rights and that it was just a misdemeanor and how ridiculous the situation. Did they arrested you? Gee, really? On stepping on somebody's foot, right?
The whole thing. I was in there for 3 full days. It cost me $1,000.
You should investigate that to see if they put you on a mental hold while in the jail. You should investigate that. Ask for your. They did not. It's 3 days. Sorry, Chris.
They didn't put me on a mental hold. It took me $1,000 to get out. It was all legal. All criminal. It wasn't nothing mental. It was because I stepped on their prostitute's toe. That's why they got pissed. They set me up. They set me up for that whole thing. Brought me to San Diego. Set me up for that whole thing.
How long have you been in San Diego at that point? How many days, weeks, months?
Probably about 30 days, 45 days.
Yep. Sounds about right. They were waiting for you. They had it set up before you even got there.
And then after I got out of there, you know what happened? Then that's when Jockey Turner disappeared.
The child baby, out of the apartment complex?
Yeah, the baby Jockey Turner disappeared. My handler took him.
I was taking a nap with a family child last week, and some weird things went on in the room. These people are disgusting. I'm a child care custodian. I'm licensed by the sheriffs. I'm fingerprinted. I'm a preschool teacher. I have an elementary ed degree, and I have never, ever in my educational teaching experience or group homes ever had anyone say that I did anything inappropriate with a child, babysitting, being a nanny. Never. So they think they can do these things to people. Please give me proof, and that's what you should have said, Anthony. Where's the proof at? Where's the proof at?
He didn't even get a medical attention for his toe, and they went through all that. He didn't even as much as go to the ER and get an X-ray.
Like you say, somebody's boyfriend. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead, please.
He must have been cute enough to move to San Diego, but yeah, those cuties are dangerous. I had a honeypot one time that tried to screw me up, but it didn't work out.
And then one time he made a really, really weird comment. I bought him something. I went out shopping and I brought him back something, and he goes something like, "God, you're really, really sweet. Oh gosh, that's why this is so dang hard." And I was just like, dang, what does he mean by that? And then now that I know all about the targeting program, he was telling me straight up, that I'm really, really sweet, but that's why it's so hard for him to do this to me. You know what? Do you follow me?
Well, I do. I know you're just.
I follow you.
Our snore is 239 area code, I think, Chris.
Thank you.
You remember my honey pot?
Tell us more about it.
Well, he worked up at Space Force in Colorado Springs. He claimed to be a TI. I didn't interview with him on Frank's call. Got to know him for a couple months, and when I got to know him really well, he told me he was gonna kick out all my teeth wirelessly. It got pretty scary.
Yeah.
For a while, but it's hard. Like, it's hard when you realize that you've been taken.
Well, was he successful in affecting any of your teeth or no?
Yeah, I lost 15 teeth that year.
Wow.
For some reason, it's not letting me mute them, and I don't have Tranquility to help me tonight.
Wow. Okay.
I keep clicking on it, and it's not doing anything.
Thank you.
This call's being intuitive, I think. I've been
Someone can call that person, and usually they'll answer. If it's a TI, they'll, sometimes the perps do that. But, they've been throwing any guy at me on this apartment property right now, like trying to see what I like and stuff. Especially when I go to the garbage can, receptacle, or I go to my car. I'm just like, no go here, dear. Nothing. And then I drove, the one that was at the trash, he was standing outside with this lady who had, the drill. It's all of that in a bag of chips. There's circles that they run around you. So I ran my car right past them. I ran right by this group. They come at you separately, then you see them meet up. Wow, that's pretty dumb to be outside. All the people that run up on you in a meeting, right? So I drove right past them, just looked at them. Just sick. I'm a Christian through and through, okay? So, and I was praying in the car yesterday that only God can give me the person that I would trust like my right hand. I would trust like the way certain family members treat me that adore me. That's the only mate or date I want or need. Thank you for listening.
It's up to Mike if you'd like to talk. Come on in.
Hi, my name's Carly, and I'm on a really bad phone, so I hope you can hear me okay.
I hear you.
Okay, I was just wondering, she was mentioning apartment buildings. I was just wondering if anyone had like a neighbor above or below or next to them who is using weapons on them like 24/7. And what they did about it, if so, because it's so easy. I know who's doing it. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to test because I feel like they're so obvious. They shouldn't be getting away with it.
Yeah, they should. They are, because they're authorized by, whoever's in charge and the local, in my case, the law enforcement, they're all authorized. So, yeah, and they're always going to be local. I don't know where other TIs get this long distance stuff because it's always been local around me, and it'll be just the local people around a lot of TIs. But good luck on dealing with it.
Is your name H?
What was that?
Is your name H? Starts with a H?
No.
Okay, you sound like another sister on here. Sorry to interrupt. I'm in an apartment where they're using tons of weapons, and yeah, they've gone right back to doing what they were doing before the last people got evicted above me. So the creaking floor sound and stomped me awake this morning. But I had already been up. I was up at like 4:30, 5:30, taking out trash, and I accidentally fell asleep. But they probably forced the sleep, and then they stomped me awake. And they get busy Friday and Saturday through Sunday is what the new people are doing, and I think it's actually one of the apartment staff.
Oh, I believe it. I believe my staff is involved here as well. And I mean, I'm just like, I can't wake up or go to bed without this harassment. And it's just, go to bed, your bed starts vibrating. I'm in control of your bed. I'm in control of your health. They're right above.
Oh, you have VTK? Do you have VTK, sister?
I have some of that. I just start saying the ugliest motherfucking old man and stuff like that. And I don't.
I'll let you guys talk. We have to do the book club right now, if you don't mind. This week's book club is Mind Control Technology Exposed: Unveiling the Secrets of Remote Brain Targeting. It's written by Patrick Ray. I gave it a 6. It's a new book on Amazon. I wouldn't buy it. It's really not worth it. I read 150 pages and I didn't learn a thing. Well, that's your book club. Back to you talking.
Okay, I'd like to invite everybody out Wednesday night to the Panopticon, and that starts at 6 o'clock Pacific and 9 o'clock Eastern. And we're featuring The War Against the Weak by Edwin Black. And that's a study on our history of eugenics in the United States. Again, Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. And you can find that on TIEvents.org.
Wow, that sounds interesting. Thank you. Anthony.
Yes, hi, HC.
Yeah, I heard you earlier, talk about, TIs getting passed around, but I'm not by agency. Just because a handler, I didn't know if you knew that not everybody's passed around from agency or, whatever, because law enforcement would never give up control. They're in charge, and they want to make sure they remain in charge. But the handler might change, but that's only because, all the people who are associated with law enforcement, one handler might move on to a different area or a different job or whatever. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that information. That's good to know, too.
HC, I was trying to find you just to see if you were all right and everything. There's somebody else on here that sounds just like you, I guess. I guess the person that's anonymous sounds like you.
I'm not sure if you're talking about me or somebody else.
I don't know. I guess HC's not talking to me, I guess, but that's okay. We all can't be friends. But the sister that was talking about the apartment harassment, it's pretty bad right now. They really want me to be homeless or looking for another place right now. So I'm really going through it.
I hear you. I've been looking for housing, affordable housing. I just moved here like a year and 4 months ago from another place where it was group apartment building. And so I thought I landed in someplace kind of better, but it's just turned out like worse with the constant sonic and microwave and just everything. It's like so constant. The person don't leave his apartment. I'm the only thing he does with his life is attack me nonstop. Yeah. So it's really, I hear you, it's awful. I don't know the solution to finding, safer housing is something I'm really looking for.
It doesn't change if you move. It just gets worse, if anything. And they're trying to make it like my behavior is off because it's been 3 to 5 different people doing noise campaigns. So then it makes me look like I am not, I'm not, my behavior is off to be in society maybe, or to even be housed. Like they're trying to set me up on I'm not a good neighbor, type stuff. And definitely for eviction or whatever. So just the whole, like, 1,000 knives or whatever you call that type treatment, just going to bother you until you break or snap or whatever. But I just thought I would share a little bit. I wanted to earlier. I'm just going through a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like we're going through a little bit on the same things where we're living. And they did the same to me when I just knocked at my neighbor's door and I said, would you happen to know what this heavy pulsation is, like really intense, where my whole apartment shakes? And of course he didn't, he didn't say anything about he knew. I thought I was really polite to him that I knew, and so then they made it out that I harassed him. So I know what you're saying, and I feel like they're trying to do the same to me, like they're torturing me so consistently. Every night at bed you can expect the same thing.
Come. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, they're really mad because a police officer helped me out last time with the guys that got evicted. So I'm sure the whole program, they're really pissed off that I was able to walk a police officer right into the management's office, and they were starving their dogs, and it was filthy up there. It was so filthy it was making the building sick. So there you go.
Yeah, so you think you can actually stay living in that location?
Am I going to stay living here?
Yeah.
Where else is there to go? I mean, it's just going back and forth between this city and the next city and the same stuff going on. Sometimes it's better, most times it's worse. So I've just tried to, use my government programs I'm on for consistency of residency. I'm disabled. I'm over 52 in California. In California, 52 is considered senior citizen because you can retire from the state of California and counties and cities definitely the state of California. You can retire at 52 years old. I know that because my mother worked in human resources for the state. So she let me know what the ramifications for anyone else that's in California. Also, this torture and harassment fits under special laws for seniors, women, or the elders. And there are amplified protections for anyone over 52 years old. Look it up on Google. I'll try to find it. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, I don't know how to get on the chat myself. I don't really do technology a whole lot. So
do you have an email? Are you in California or are you somewhere else?
I'm not in California. I'm in New Mexico, and there's nothing that I haven't found anything supportive here.
Are you on from the internet? Because are you on the app?
Am I on what?
Are you using the app?
No, I'm just on the phone.
Oh, you called in. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure how it works when you call in as far as the chat goes.
Yeah.
Hello?
There's a really nice TI that's in New Mexico. Are you around the Santa Fe area? I really don't want to ask you that on this call, but are you? There's a really powerful TI that's in Santa Fe area. She's awesome.
Boy,
she's
I would
awesome.
love to with someone because I know who is, frequenting me so close to my head, and I can hear them. And they
Are you on Facebook, sister? Are you on Facebook?
No, I'm not on Facebook either.
Wow. You have an email?
I do. Yeah. And,
I could try to send you her name, but she's online. I don't think I could get a phone number for her. I don't know. But I mean, we do what we do. We can't reach out to everybody, but I just wanted to give you some hope, that you're not alone there. And
oh, sure.
Yeah.
As many years as I have
These
been
calls are good. These calls are good.
But no, I would love to make contact with someone who would maybe be able to, we could support one another. Maybe they could help me to legally get the documentation, measuring things as well, because I know who it is.
Do you want to give your email over here, or do you not want to do that? Because you could send it to Chris, and maybe you could get it for me. But if Chris, do you have a business email?
I do, but can't you do this directly?
Okay. Sister, do you have an email?
I do. It's going to go out to everyone on the call, though.
Yeah.
We're recording right now.
Oh, yeah, you're recording. Isn't that a little risky for me?
Well, the calls are good to come to, so I'll just step aside. Other people need to talk.
You could send it. You could send it to DJ Chris at TargetedWest.com if you like.
DJ Chris.
DJ Chris, bringing TIs together.
I'm sorry, I missed that. DJ Chris at West.
DJ Chris at TargetedWest.com. That's where you're at right now, Targeted West. It's a brand new call. It just started.
Cece, thank you for saying that about California laws, because I've always appreciated I like their laws in California. They're so much better than here in Colorado. They're not as restrictive.
It's a precedence law, so maybe there's laws in the rest of the Southwest that match up.
I know. If I ever moved, I would move there. I always worry about it falling into the ocean someday. No, I'm just kidding. California would be a great
state.
Yeah, but some of their laws are very restrictive. If you're a smoker, a cigarette smoker, you're not allowed to smoke near a bus stop. I know the last time I was in California, I mean, everybody looks at you like you're some, like from, like an alien or something from outer space. If you're smoking a cigarette, I mean, I call them the cigarette Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like cigarettes.
The same thing here. They're the same way here.
But see,
but
a best friend of mine. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, just everybody vapes, but yeah, it's the same thing here. The smoking. But to retire at 52.
I'm not against smokers. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, you mentioned that you can retire at 52 in California. That's nice. That's worth it.
If you work for the government, the state government, you're considered a retiree. You can be considered a retiree at 52. A lot of people leave out when they're 52 years old.
That's 3 years early. That's nice. That could be beneficial to some people.
Isn't it 62 here? Or generally in the federal government, like across the states, it's 62 or 65, something, 66?
Yeah, 65.
That's important.
Yeah, huge.
Also in California, you can become a lawyer. I learned this from the sister on Chief's Call. You can become a lawyer without going to law school in California. You just need to take the test.
And that's how Kim Kardashian.
And pass it.
Yep. That's how Kim Kardashian did it.
I just love my state.
Cool.
Other people can't stand it. They can't stand the people here. I love my state. I was born and raised here. I'm not leaving ever. Ever.
Thank you for listening to our broadcast and podcast on your favorite platform. Please like, subscribe, and make a comment. We'll be back next week with another weekend event on Sunday, so please stay tuned. The recording is now going to stop.
Good night.
But I don't want to forget the system.